Did you know that the N-word has a history that stretches back over 4 centuries? It's a word that has caused deep pain and division, yet it continues to be a topic of intense debate. Today, we are diving into the origins of the N-word and its impact on American society. This topic is crucial because understanding where this term comes from can help us grasp its power and the racism it represents today. So, why does this word carry such a heavy weight? Let's explore the historical roots, social dynamics, and the conversations surrounding its use. The N-word originates from the Latin word niger, meaning black. In the 1600s, Europeans used variations of this term to describe Africans. This was during the age of exploration and the beginning of the transatlantic slave trade. As European nations began to colonize Africa and transport Africans to the Americas as slaves, the term became more widely used. By the 1700s, the word had already taken on negative connotations. It was used to differentiate African slaves from European indentured servants, who were often referred to as white servants. The N-word began to symbolize not just a racial difference, but a racial hierarchy, with black Africans positioned at the bottom. Fast forward to the 1800s, and the word transitioned into a derogatory term, often used by slave owners. It became a tool for dehumanization, stripping away the identity and dignity of enslaved people. This word was not just an insult, it was a way to assert dominance and reinforce systemic racism. During the antebellum period in the United States, the N-word was used extensively in literature, media, and daily conversation to perpetuate the notion that black people were inherently inferior. This dehumanizing language was a critical component of the justification for slavery. By reducing African Americans to a derogatory term, it became easier to rationalize their brutal treatment and deny them basic human rights. The portrayal of black individuals in media and literature of the time further cemented the derogatory connotations of the N-word. Minstrel shows, which were popular in the 19th century, used the term alongside racist caricatures to entertain white audiences. These shows dehumanized black people and perpetuated harmful stereotypes that would persist for generations. As the abolition of slavery began in the late 19th century, the N-word did not fade away. Instead, it evolved into a symbol of oppression that could silence and harm. In the Jim Crow era, the term was ubiquitous in segregated America. It reminded African Americans of their second-class status, used freely in public and private spaces. The N-word became a verbal weapon to enforce racial segregation and disenfranchisement. It was a constant reminder of the oppressive social order, used by white supremacists to maintain control and perpetuate the myth of black inferiority. The word was also prominent in lynching culture, where it was used to justify the extrajudicial killings of black individuals. Lynching, a form of terrorism, was often accompanied by the use of the N-word. This gruesome practice was intended to instill fear and maintain white supremacy. The word, hurled at victims in their final moments, exemplified the deep-seated racial hatred that fueled these atrocities. The legacy of lynching and the N-word's role in it remains a painful chapter in American history. One of the most infamous incidents involving the N-word is the lynching of Emmett Till in 1955. Emmett Till was a 14-year-old African-American boy from Chicago who was visiting family in Mississippi. He was accused of whistling at a white woman, Carolyn Bryant, in a grocery store. This allegation led to his brutal murder by 2 white men, Roy Bryant and J.W. Milam. During the trial, Bryant and Milam used the N-word liberally to dehumanize Emmett and justify their actions. The all-white jury acquitted both men, highlighting the deep-seated racism and the power of the N-word to reinforce racial hierarchies and injustices. The graphic images of Emmett's mutilated body, published in Jet magazine, shocked the nation and galvanized the civil rights movement. Now, let's fast forward to the civil rights movement of the 1960s. Leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. were fighting for equality, and the N-word represented everything they were against. In response, the African American community began to reclaim the word among themselves. This reclamation gave some a sense of empowerment, turning a tool of hate into a source of strength. However, this brings up a complex question: can a word that has been so harmful ever be fully reclaimed? This debate continues today, particularly in music and pop culture. Rap and hip-hop artists often use the word in their lyrics, sparking discussions about whether it's acceptable for black individuals to use it, while others cannot. This is a point of contention. Many argue that context matters, while others believe that the pain associated with the word cannot be ignored. The reclamation of the N-word within the black community is multifaceted. For some, using the word is an act of defiance against historical oppression. It's a way to take control of a term that has been used to demean and degrade. For others, it's a way to forge a sense of solidarity and cultural identity. However, this internal use of the word is not without its critics. Some argue that its history is too painful, and its use, even within the community, perpetuates harm. A prominent example of reclamation in popular culture is Chris Rock's comedy. In his routine, Rock uses the N-word to address and satirize racial issues. His use of the word is intended to provoke thought and highlight the absurdity of racial stereotypes. However, his performances have sparked debates about the appropriateness of using such a charged term, even in a satirical context. In recent years, we've seen incidents in schools and workplaces where the term has resurfaced, leading to outrage and serious conversations about racism. These moments highlight the importance of context and understanding within conversations about race. Social media has magnified these discussions, allowing people to share their perspectives, but also leading to misunderstandings. For instance, there have been several high-profile cases where individuals, both black and non-black, have faced backlash for using the N-word. These incidents often spark debates about free speech, cultural appropriation, and the evolving meaning of the word. While some see the reclamation of the N-word by black communities as a way to strip it of its power to harm, others argue that its history of violence and oppression makes it irredeemable. Social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram have become battlegrounds for these debates. Hashtags and viral posts can amplify voices and raise awareness, but they can also escalate conflicts. The rapid spread of information, and sometimes misinformation, complicates efforts to have nuanced discussions about the N-word and its impact. In 2018, John Schnatter, the founder of Papa John's Pizza, faced severe backlash after using the N-word during a conference call. Schnatter was discussing how he had handled controversial situations in the past and, in doing so, used the racial slur. The incident led to his resignation as chairman and highlighted the profound impact and inappropriateness of using the N-word in any context. The N-word holds a complex place in popular culture. It appears frequently in rap and hip-hop music, movies, and comedy. Artists like Tupac Shakur, NWA, and Jay-Z have used the word in their lyrics, often as a form of resistance and empowerment. However, this usage is not without controversy. Critics argue that mainstreaming the word can desensitize people to its harmful impact and blur the lines about who can use it and in what context. The entertainment industry has also grappled with the portrayal of the N-word. Films like Django Unchained and 12 Years a Slave include the term to depict the brutal realities of slavery and racism. While these portrayals aim to reflect historical truths, they also spark debates about the ethical implications of using such a loaded term in media. Comedians, too, have navigated the tricky waters of using the N-word in their routines. Some black comedians use the word to highlight and critique racial issues, turning humor into a tool for social commentary. However, this use is fraught with risk, as it can easily cross the line into reinforcing stereotypes rather than challenging them. Quentin Tarantino's film, Django Unchained, sparked significant controversy for its liberal use of the N-word. While the film aimed to depict the brutal realities of slavery, its frequent use of the slur led to heated debates about whether it was necessary or exploitative. Critics argued that the film's use of the word could desensitize audiences to its historical weight and perpetuate harmful stereotypes. Addressing the history and the emotional weight of the word is crucial for engaging in meaningful dialogues about race. Educational institutions play a vital role in this process. By incorporating the history of the N-word into curricula, schools can foster a deeper understanding of its impact and significance. Programs and initiatives that focus on anti-racism and cultural competency are also essential. These efforts can help individuals recognize and challenge their own biases, leading to more inclusive and respectful interactions. Additionally, public figures and influencers have a responsibility to model thoughtful and informed discussions about race and language. Educational efforts must extend beyond the classroom. Public workshops, community discussions, and media campaigns can all contribute to a broader societal understanding of the N-word and its implications. Historical sites and museums dedicated to African American history can also provide critical contexts, helping people connect the past with present-day issues. The Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington, D.C., has played a pivotal role in educating the public about the history and impact of the N-word. Through exhibits, educational programs, and public discussions, the museum provides a comprehensive understanding of the term's origins, evolution, and contemporary significance. The N-word holds a mirror up to society. It reveals biases, historical injustices, and ongoing prejudices. To unpack its meaning, we must listen to those affected by it and learn from their experiences. Understanding the context in which the word is used is critical for navigating conversations about race. For example, when used by a black person within the black community, the word can serve as a form of camaraderie and resistance. However, when used by a non-black person, it often retains its historical weight and can cause significant harm. This distinction underscores the importance of context and the need for sensitivity and awareness. Context also matters in legal and professional settings. Employers and educators must navigate the complexities of the word's use carefully, considering both intent and impact. Policies that promote respectful communication and address the use of derogatory language can help create safer and more inclusive environments. In 2015, a video surfaced of members of the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity at the University of Oklahoma chanting a racist song that included the N-word. The incident led to the expulsion of the students involved and the closure of the fraternity chapter. It sparked widespread condemnation and underscored the importance of addressing racism and derogatory language in educational institutions. Education and dialogue are essential for combating racism. As we reflect on the N-word's impact, consider its role in your own life and in society. Recognizing the power of words can pave the way for deeper understanding and growth. Engaging in open and honest conversations about race and language can help dismantle harmful stereotypes and promote empathy. So, what can you do? Engage with others, share your insights, and challenge any perceptions or assumptions that perpetuate racism. Let's be part of the solution by promoting respectful conversations and educating ourselves. Supporting anti-racist initiatives, advocating for inclusive policies, and amplifying the voices of marginalized communities are all steps we can take to create a more just and equitable society. Advocacy and activism play a crucial role in this journey. Supporting organizations that fight for racial justice, participating in protests, and using your platform to speak out against racism can all contribute to positive change. By standing in solidarity with those who have been marginalized, we can work together to dismantle the structures of oppression that the N-word symbolizes. Thank you for tuning into this important conversation. If you found this video insightful, please like it, share it with friends, and comment below with your thoughts. What do you think about the discussions surrounding the N-word today? Remember, understanding its origins can help us create a more inclusive future. Stay curious, keep learning, and let's continue these crucial conversations together.